Welcome back to New Record Day. My name is Ron, and in today's video, we are going to be doing a complete and total teardown of the Klipsch RP-600M. So this is a way for me to show you what's on the inside of these speakers, peel back the curtains, and show you everything objectively that I can about these speakers. So I'm covering facts, and I'm not going to weigh in with my personal opinion about what it is that we're finding and what it is that we're looking at. I'm just going to show you this is what we have here in this loudspeaker. So I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. And Klipsch RP-600M. Now, before we get started, we gotta do the disclaimer, and I cannot stress this enough. Do not do what I'm about to do. Do not take apart your Klipsch RP-600Ms. It is a terrible idea. I can promise you, you can absolutely break something and certainly void your warranty, and I don't want that to happen to you. The reason that I'm doing this is because I'm very good at it, and I can easily put these speakers back exactly how they were without any problems or issues whatsoever. So I am not encouraging you to go in there and start messing around and taking things apart. Let me do it for you. That is the purpose of these videos. So there it is. That's the disclaimer. All right, so let's go ahead and cover the basics. The front of the speaker, in terms of its width, is just at 8 inches, super close to 8 inches. Height, I am showing, I would say 15 3/4 is pretty darn close. According to their website, it's 15.69. I'm not going to argue with them. That's probably spot on. And the depth of the loudspeaker is like just over 11 3/4. According to Klipsch's website, it's 11.85 inches. And again, that's probably right on the money. So those are the dimensions, and I will be ordering a tape measure that gives me the metric information. So I'm caving in. I'll get you guys the metric numbers, and I'll stop messing with you. Sorry, guys. All my friends from across the pond. All right, so here's the deal. The front baffle is a little bit tricky to figure out the exact thickness, and I'll explain why. Where you have your woofer installed, I have this looking at, it's like 3/4 of an inch, right on the money. Now, where you have your horn installed, they have an additional frame, and it feels like it is like a 1/4 inch frame up here, and that's going to give us 1 inch. So there's parts of the front baffle that is indeed 1 inch thick, and then there are parts of the front baffle that are 3/4 inch thick. The back is 3/4 inch thick from where the port is installed, as well as the speaker plate, the speaker terminal, and the sidewalls, top and bottom, all appear to be 3/4 inch as well. Now, I'm sure, as you can see, as I've been moving the enclosure around, if you take a look on the inside, there is no bracing inside of this loudspeaker. Oh, before I forget and we move on from the cabinet, yes, it does have this polyfill sheet inside of the cabinet, and this was lined on the walls. It's just one sheet, and it basically just wraps around inside the cabinet like so. Yeah, similar to what we saw in the Bucar S400 as well as the SVS Ultras. Hey kiddo, what are you doing? Outside of that, that is our enclosure for the RP-600M. Let's go ahead and chat about the woofer. All right, folks, and there is the woofer for the RP-600M, and it has that iconic copper color. I'm hoping that there are going to be some Klipsch gurus that might be able to assist us in this. I don't know if this is actually copper. It's a little bit confusing. The wording on Klipsch's website, actually, just let me read it. What it says is 6.5 inch spun copper cerametallic woofers. Now, cerametallic is a trademark of Klipsch, so using Google, I was able to find a previous reviewer that I don't know if they asked Klipsch about this. I did send an email and I haven't heard back myself, but this is what they had to say, and I think this is pretty interesting. It says, this cone is made of an anodized aluminum that makes it tough but does not detract from its beauty. The anodizing process converts its inner and outer surface to ceramic. Is it just copper in color? Is this really an aluminum cone driver, and then this process that they do turns it into ceramic? I'm hoping that one of you guys will be able to help us figure this out, but what I do know is this. The motor structure is quite substantial, and I would expect this driver to be able to hit some pretty low frequencies without too much trouble. that is definitely some type of a steel, and your guys' little magnet trick confirms that. And so on the back here, we do have what appears to be a stamped steel frame on the back of the woofer. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the tweeter on the RP-600M. I almost forgot something. We got a beauty ring. This is plastic for sure. So plastic beauty ring, that is also included with the RP-600M. Now let's go ahead and talk about the tweeter. Now this guy is really interesting. Let me pull up their website here. It is what is known as their LTS tweeter, which is linear travel suspension tweeter. And reading directly from Klipsch's website, what they say is, Klipsch exclusive linear travel suspension LTS aluminum tweeter minimizes distortion for enhanced detail performances using Captain, an extremely light and rigid material, and the tweeter suspension provides high efficiency and improved resolution and detail. LTS tweeters are a hallmark of Klipsch speakers, making them some of the best speakers in the world. So this guy actually surprised me when I first heard about the RP-600M, and with this being the very first Klipsch speaker that I have ever reviewed, I expected to find a compression driver, like a true horn compression driver inside the RP-600M, and then we found this fella, which is interesting. So that is this guy, and what's really confusing, and I wanted to bring this up to see if you guys can help me out with this, on the landing page of the RP-600M, they say this is a 1-inch titanium LTS vented tweeter, but then in the explanation of the tweeter, they mention that it is an aluminum tweeter. So I'm a little bit confused. Is it titanium? Is it aluminum? I don't know. So if you guys happen to know, please help us out. But this is the tweeter inside the RP-600M, and that is exactly what it looks like. Let's go ahead and talk about the horn. All right, so if we're talking about the horn on the RP-600M, it is basically two different pieces. This guy sits inside of the cabinet, screws right in. And then this guy, which is interesting, this is made out of rubber. This sits on this guy. And this guy is clearly made out of either fiberglass or plastic. I'm not sure which one. I can't find any information on it, but yeah, so these two pieces is what makes up the horn on the RP-600M. Let me go ahead and show you guys the port, which is rather interesting. Yeah, so on the back of the enclosure, this is what you're gonna find, is this flared port. It is flared on both ends, and I do know for a fact that what this is going to do is it's going to minimize and help with any kind of port turbulence, or chuffing is what they call it. Port noise, basically the speaker farting, which is not a good sound. So the material that we are looking at appears to be plastic. Yeah, so that's the port on the RP-600M. Let's go ahead and move on to the crossover. All right, so similar to what we saw on the SVS Ultra, we have the crossover mounted to the actual speaker terminal, so we're gonna go ahead and discuss both of them. On the back here, we have the ability to do bi-wire or bi-amping, and you just simply remove these little jumpers here if you wanna do bi-amping. And the terminals here are 5-way binding posts, so this is gonna accept pretty much any type of speaker wire or speaker cable configuration that is out there. If we flip it around here and take a look at the back, what we are looking at here is a total of 5 components on the crossover, and I am looking at 1 iron core inductor, 1 sandcast resistor, I am looking at 1 air core inductor, 1 electrolytic cap, and I'm looking at what appears to be, but I can't confirm, this does look like a polyester cap, but I'm not positive. That is the crossover on the back of the RP-600M. All right, folks, and that is a wrap. Wait a minute. What about the measurements? I've got some sad news here, folks. This is rather frustrating for me, but my little Clio Pocket, which is what I use as my measurement system, it's a little under the weather. It's been acting up on me, and I was not able to do any kind of measurements of the Klipsch RP-600M. I will be leaving some links down below to a couple of different folks that have done some measurements of the Klipsch RP-600M, so if you're interested, you can check out those links in the description box below, and hopefully I can figure out my Clio Pocket and get it up and running so I can continue doing measurements. It is a big part of New Record Day now, so I'm sorry I don't have my own measurements, and hopefully I can get it resolved very soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And hey kiddo, what's up, buddy? Oh, you got another, Oh, that one's for you for Christmas?
Yes. All of these are for Christmas.
Oh, wow, buddy. I love that. That is awesome. That's really cool. Hey, can you make one for Daddy?
I have one right up there.
Okay, cool. All right, folks. So that is a wrap, and we will see you guys in the next video.